Let's get making. Yeah, he hates everything.
People often find out that I'm a libertarian and they ask, that means you want the government to do nothing, right? Well, if the government does nothing, won't there be chaos? Well, it's not exactly what I want. I want the government to do the right kind of nothing. And I have an example from the time when I was living in Germany in 2009. I lived in Erlangen, a small town in Bavaria, and the large grocery store in Erlangen is the Kaufland, the buying place. It's 3 stories tall, and in the basement there's a large parking garage. Now, I'm from the South, and I like to think of myself as polite. I try to help out old ladies. So if I see an old lady taking a shopping cart back towards the grocery store, and I'm going in, I'll say, I'll take that for you, ma'am. And usually they're happy not to have to walk all the way back in. So in Germany, I thought I was in a situation that I recognized. So in the basement of the Kaufland, one day I'd gotten off the bus and I was walking in towards the grocery store, and I saw an elderly woman walking along, pushing a grocery cart, and it was empty. And clearly she was going back to drop off the cart, and I thought, I'll help her out. And so I signed that I would take the cart from her, and she looked like I had threatened to attack her and tried to dodge, but I cut her off. I was a little bit faster than she was, quite a bit younger, and I was wearing more sensible shoes. That meant that I was able to intercept her, and I grabbed hold of her cart. What she did next was not what I expected. She started screaming. Screams are very loud in the basement of a parking garage, and I looked up, and almost immediately there was a large German policeman running towards us out of the grocery store. Now, you need to realize German police don't run. They're very placid and sedate, and if they want you to come talk to them, they'll do something like, they don't really want to have to stoop to look at you. This man was looking at me. He was a large, angry German policeman running towards me, shouting in German. And as he ran up to me and shouted even more loudly in German, I said what I almost always said in Germany. Almost every day I had to apologize for the fact, I'm sorry, from the United States, I don't speak German. He solved that problem by speaking English and said, "What are you doing?" Well, I tried to explain I was helping the old lady out, and I didn't know why she was so upset. I didn't understand, apparently, how the carts worked. And already I could see that the corners of his mouth were starting to turn up. He calmed down quite a bit when he realized that I was not from Germany. And you need to realize also that not only are German police kind of placid and don't run very much, but they also don't smile. This man was working very hard to try to not smile. The corners of his mouth kept almost turning up, but he managed to prevent it, because I think he was afraid, being a German policeman, that his face would break. Then he explained to me that in Germany, the way that grocery carts work is that you take them back and you get a deposit of €1. And it's a way of making sure that people don't leave their grocery carts out by the car, out by the parking garage, as you often see in the United States. And so you put €1 into the deposit slot, it comes unchained, and then you take your grocery cart back. Now, if I had wanted to take the grocery cart for the elderly lady, all I would have had to do was give her a €1 coin and take it. She thought I was trying to steal €1. And in fact, I was. Not on purpose, but I was taking the cart, and I would have turned it back in and gotten €1, and I was stealing it. Well, as I said, the German policeman was desperately trying not to smile as he was describing this process to me. And then it was silent for a moment, and he said, "She's still looking, isn't she?" And I peered around behind him, and she was peeking out from behind one of the parking stanchions, wanting to see that justice was done. And so the German policeman said, "I tell you what," and he starts pounding me hard in the chest and shouting, "You have to understand, I think that she does not speak English. Our business here is done today." And he walked off. And the old lady got out from behind the post and went, because as far as she was concerned, I had been publicly humiliated. She went back to her car, and I went home and hid in the bathtub, as I often did when I was living in Germany. Well, the point is, the policeman could have arrested me. The policeman could have made trouble. What he chose to do was the right kind of nothing. Often, in a state, if you have an authority that recognizes that many things go on without explicit state permission or are worked out through manners, people just accommodating one another, we can avoid a lot of the formal processes of law enforcement that in the United States right now we find so expensive. The result is that we incarcerate a larger portion of our population than any society in world history. I think what we need is a little more of the right kind of nothing.
Yeah, he hates everything.